Hey y'all. So for our yoga class today, ask yourself what would be the most comfortable for you and your body today. I have a couple of pillows. I have a blanket on my mat to add a little cushion. I'm in my pajamas. That's what my comfortability looks like for me today. I invite you to do the same. So as you take a moment to get settled on your mat in a nice comfortable seat, just notice how you feel in this sacred and safe space that you have created for yourself. Notice your surroundings, your environment. Notice the sounds around you. Now, as we begin to look inward and focus on our physical body and our breath, I invite you to close your eyes. We're kind of doing a body scan here from your head onto your toes. Just notice how every inch of your body feels. Don't linger in one spot too long. Just a nice, gradual, slow scan from your head and then to your ears and your jaw, to your neck and your shoulders and down your arms, and then down your torso, into your belly and your hips, and then into your legs, noticing your thighs and your calves, and your ankles and your toes. And then going back up, so noticing your toes, to your ankles, to calves, to knees, all the way back up. Just notice and observe where you feel any tension or tightness. I'm not trying to change anything yet. We're just observing here, just noticing, just acknowledging where we are physically. Now do your body scan a couple more times just to really absorb this knowledge of where we currently are at. Breathing nice and slow, not changing anything about your breath, just your natural breath at this moment in time. Beginning to notice how your breath feels in your body. Notice if it feels uneven or maybe a little bit shallow today. Now bringing your attention to what's happening between your ears. What's happening in your mind today? Where is your current mental state at? Are you feeling relaxed? Are you feeling energized or motivated? You may be feeling a little bit anxious, or maybe a little bit angry or irritated. Just noticing here, again, not trying to change anything at all. Just observing and acknowledging your current mental and emotional state. Noticing how you feel. Yoga is the practice and the art of letting go. So noticing how you feel wherever you're at, just let that be. Whatever is. It's only temporary no matter what it is. Now, as we begin to slowly bring our attention to our breath, notice whether you're breathing in through your nose or through your mouth. Notice how your belly fills up on the inhale and your lungs. And notice the exhales of your natural breath. Maybe you're naturally not letting go of all of that air inside of you. And remembering that that's okay. Just noticing your natural breath. Notice how when you bring your attention to your breath, it's almost like you really want to take a really big breath in. So do that right now. Take a big breath in through your nose. Fill all the way to the top. And then when you're at the top, open your mouth and let go all of that air, every single last molecule of air inside of you. Do that a few more times. Breathing in and out through your nose now. Still continuing on this nice, deep, long, full breath. Noticing your lungs, how your belly, your chest, and your shoulders fully expand as you breathe in all this fresh air. And notice how your lungs deflate and your low belly tucks in as you fully exhale all that air. Now throughout this yoga class, try to maintain this fullness of breath. The breath is the connection for you to look into your body and notice the sensations in your body and the eventual changes that you are going to feel as we begin to move with our breath. So So on your next exhale, make sure you're emptying out completely here, every last drop. And then on your inhale, you're going to sit tall and then circle your arms up. Breathe in. And then we're going to take a twist to the right. So your left palm is on top of your right knee. And your right arm is reaching behind you. Maybe it touches the ground, maybe it's in the air. Turning your chin towards your right shoulder. Breathe in, sit nice and tall, maintain the twist. And then exhale, twisting even deeper here, just starting to waken up our spine. And then inhale, arms straight up, back through center. And then on the exhale, we're going to twist to our other side. So towards the left, so right palm to your left knee. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist even deeper. And then inhale back through center. Now take this gentle twist a few rounds of your own breath, moving nice and slow and mindfully. On the inhales, lengthening your spine, sitting tall. And on the exhales, twisting a little bit deeper. A few more rounds now, moving at the pace of your own breath. Make sure you're breathing nice and full. Just slowly beginning to create the awareness of the sensations within our body. Now finish the round that you're on, finish the left side. And when you do, you're going to inhale back through center. And then you're gently going to fold over your crossed legs here. This might feel really intense for you. Just notice and observe. Not trying to judge yourself about what you can and can't do. Just working with what you have today. Folding a little bit deeper on each exhale. Letting your head hang heavy. Noticing your neck this morning. Couple more breaths here, just noticing if this feels really intense for you. If you're feeling any pain though, slowly back off. We're not here to hurt ourselves, we're here to take care of ourselves. Finish your next exhale fully and completely. Tuck your low belly in, really squeeze out all of that air. And then on your inhale, you're going to slowly, very slowly, rise up into a tall spine. And maybe do some neck rolls and some shoulder rolls, just again to create the sensation in our body. Notice our parameters and our range of motion. Now if you were twisting one way, go ahead and circle around the other way. Maybe you want to do some wrist circles as well. Maybe some ankle circles, whatever feels good for you today. On your next breath in, you're going to sit tall and circle your arms all the way up. And then you're going to come into a gentle table pose. So remove any props you have underneath you and come onto your hands and your knees. And we're going to begin some gentle cat and cows. So on the inhale, you're going to arch your spine and lift your chin. And then on the exhale, you're going to round your spine, tuck your chin, and tuck your hips towards each other. And then inhale, arching here, noticing the front body open. And then on the exhale, noticing the expansion of your back. Keep on breathing here for your few rounds of gentle movement with your breath. Remembering not to judge yourself. Maybe you want to add in a few hip circles, move your hips from side to side. Maybe you need more neck circles. Just allowing your body to open up a little bit here. To create some movement within you. To create some sensations. And on your next inhale, you're going to come into a neutral spine. Take a couple deep breaths and just notice here. Notice your palms in the mat. Notice your knees on the ground, the tops of your feet on the earth. Just noticing and observing what you feel. Now on your next breath in, take a really big breath in through your nose. And then on the exhale, open your mouth and sigh it out. Take a big breath in. Now tuck your toes and lift your hips, come into downward facing dog. Noticing what this feels like today. Maybe you want to walk your dog, so straighten one leg and bend the other. Let your head hang heavy, pressing into your palms, opening your shoulders. Maybe you want to shake your head yes, and then shake your head no. Maybe you want to move your hips side to side. Maybe you want to lift one leg, bend the knee, and then on the other side. Again, just noticing your range of motion, noticing where your body and your breath are at today. Now for the next 3 breaths, find some stillness and just breathe. And just notice what this pose feels like for you. Breathe in nice and deep. Let it go. Now on the inhale, slowly walk your feet towards your hands for a gentle forward fold. So your feet can be however far apart you want them to be. I'm going to do a little bit wider than hip distance for me today. And I'm just going to fold forward. Keep a micro bend in your knees to protect your ligaments. Maybe you want to sway side to side, just noticing where the blood is flowing in your body. Notice what it feels like to have your head below your heart and your hips. Really noticing the spine here, noticing how your low back feels. Maybe your low back feels some tension. And now start to bend your knees even more and keep folding. And notice how this changes what you feel. Take a big breath in wherever you are. And let it go. Now on the inhale, come halfway up. And now move your feet so they're about the width of your mat. And then on the exhale, fold back down. And then move your hands towards your right ankle. And then on the inhale, you're going to reach your right arm and your chin all the way up. And then exhale, coming back down, walking your hands to your left ankle. And then inhale your left arm up. And then exhale, walking back to the right ankle. Inhale your right arm here, noticing this twist of the spine. And then exhale, fold over to the left. Continue here for a few rounds of breath. Just noticing the motion of what's happening here. Breathing nice and deep, nice and slow. A couple more rounds here. Take your time, there's no rush. The slower you go, actually, the more you observe. Now finish the round that you're on. And then forward fold, but you're gonna walk your feet so they're touching together. And just fold here, let your head hang heavy, let your shoulders relax. Now exhale and empty completely on your next breath. And then inhale, you're gonna come up halfway and flatten your back. And then exhale, you're gonna bring your arms behind you like airplane pose. And then inhale, rise all the way up, reach tall. And then hands at heart center. Just noticing here. Noticing how we've slowly woken up our body. Notice your breath. Notice your blood flow. Notice the sensations that you feel from head to toe. If you want to keep doing a body scan, please feel free. This is your safe and sacred space. Now, if you want to set an intention for this class, this time for you, please do so. Notice what does not serve you and welcome what does. Maybe you want to invite some more peace into your life. That's my intention today, inviting peace. Maybe you want to invite some balance into your life. Maybe you want to invite some courage or bravery. Wherever you're at, just breathe into that intention. Big breath in and sigh it out. Now inhale, circle your arms, reach up, look up. Exhale, fold over straight legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, come into plank pose. Nice and strong, breathe in and breathe out. You're going to shift your weight forward and then lower down about halfway. And then inhale, upward facing dog, come onto the tops of your feet. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe here. A few rounds of breath. Nice and full. Find some rest in this pose. On your next inhale, come onto your tippy toes. Bend your knees, and then exhale, come to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up, inhale. And then exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway breathe. Plant your hands, plank pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower down. Upward dog, breathe. Exhale, downward facing dog. Keep breathing. Inhale, tippy toes. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, and then travel to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, breathe. Exhale, fold. Rise, reach up. Exhale, fold. Halfway breathe. Plant your hands. Shift forward, breathe. Lower down. Upward dog, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog, breathe out. And then on your next inhale, you're going to lift your right leg all the way up, three-legged dog. Bend your knees, stack your hips, notice here. Maybe you want to do some hip circles. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring your knee to your nose, round your spine. Inhale, back up. Again, knee to your nose. Third time's the charm, back up. Knee to nose. Hold it here for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back up. And then back into down dog. Now onto the other side. On the inhale, left leg up. Again, bending your knees, stacking your hip, maybe doing some circles. Three-legged dog, breathe. Knee to nose, breathe out. Three-legged dog. Knee to nose. Inhale. And then knee to nose, hold for 3, 2, 1, back up. And then downward facing dog. Breathe here for about 3 breaths. If you want to take a child's pose, please allow yourself to do so. I like child's pose with a pillow underneath my chest today. So just a few breaths here, just notice. Allow yourself to relax and notice the sensations. Notice if your mind travels elsewhere other than this present moment. Just let that be okay, and then gently remind yourself to come back to right now. Just a couple more breaths here, noticing and observing and not judging yourself. Exhale, empty completely here. And then inhale, coming onto table pose. Removing any props that you may have just used. And then tuck your toes, downward facing dog. Now inhale, right leg up. And then bring your right leg towards your hands for a warrior 1. If you want to take warrior 1 on your knee, please feel free. Otherwise, if you want to keep your leg up, whatever you decide, just breathe in, notice here. Sinking into your hips, squaring your hips toward the tops of your mat. We're going to hang out here for about 5 breaths or so. Just noticing, allowing the body to open. It takes time for the body to open. If you feel comfortable closing your eyes, please do so. This allows you to gaze inward and notice your sensations. But wherever you're at, just breathe nice and full. And then exhale nice and deep. Relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. Noticing where you can soften around the tension. A couple more breaths. Breathe in. Exhale. Breathe. And exhale. Breathe in, go your fullest. And then make your way to downward facing dog. If you want to take a chaturanga in between, where you shift forward, lower down. And we all meet in downward facing dog. Take a couple breaths here, just notice and observe. Empty completely on your exhale. And then inhale your left leg up. And then come into warrior A on your left side. So again, if you want to keep your knee up or down, just do it the same thing you did on the other side. So breathe in, slowly rise up. Notice your foundations and begin to expand from there. Breathing nice and full, nice and deep. Notice how your body moves with your breath naturally. Notice that natural connection that's already there. Noticing where you're creating unnecessary tension. Relax your facial muscles, relax your jaw between your eyes. Relax your neck and your shoulders. Again, doing the body scan, just noticing where you're at. A couple more breaths here, nice and full, nice and slow. Empty completely on your exhale. Breathe in, go your fullest. And then coming back to downward facing dog. Maybe you need a chaturanga in between. If you want to take child's pose here instead of downward facing dog, this is your safe and sacred space, so please feel free to do so. Whatever you need for the next 5 breaths, do so for you. Do you. Ask your body what it needs, and then do it. Empty completely on your exhale. And then breathe in new, fresh air. Now wherever you're at, you're gently going to make your way into a pigeon pose on the right side first. So your right shin is going to come parallel to the top of your mat. And you're slowly going to let your hips sink into this pose. Walk your left leg back, coming onto the top of your left foot. Now making sure to flex your right toes. This protects your knee joint. Maybe this feels really intense for you. Maybe you feel you can go deeper. Wherever you're at, just find ways to soften around the tension. Maybe you want to bring a pillow or bolster underneath your chest. Maybe you want to bring your elbows to that pillow and then eventually your chest. Wherever you're at, just breathe. And just notice the sensation of your hip, your right hip especially. And if it feels a little too intense, almost painful, back out of the pose slightly. Find your edge where it's almost like the uncomfortability before the pain. Just noticing where you can soften, maybe where you can deepen here. Just for about 10 breaths or so, and giving time for the body to open. Breathing nice and deep for the last couple breaths here. Now slowly and gently coming out of this pose. Maybe you want to come into down dog, maybe your table pose. Whatever feels most comfortable for you. Taking a few breaths to notice the sensations in your body. Notice how one side feels more open than the other. And now we're gently going to come into pigeon on the opposite side. So your left shin is coming parallel towards or close to parallel for the top of your mat. Remember to flex your left toes to protect your joints. And then slowly walk your right leg behind you. Noticing how this feels immensely different than the other side. Just noticing and observing. Not judging yourself and approaching each pose with love for yourself. And as you start to soften around the edges, begin to relax, release some tension, and notice where you're holding unnecessary tension. Maybe you need to relax your facial muscles, your jaw. Relaxing your shoulders and your neck. Just noticing where your body's at right now. And then keep sinking deeper into this pose or backing off if you need to. For about 10 breaths, just notice. Taking a couple really deep rounds of breath for the last few of this pose. Really allow yourself to sink into the sensations and not run from them. Now slowly but surely rising up out of this pose, taking your time. And make your way into a comfortable seat on your mat. Nice and slow, don't try to rush. Maybe you need your hands to help your legs, that's okay. And now we're gonna come into a straight-legged forward fold. So your feet out in front of you. And then inhale, arms up high. And then forward fold over your straight legs. Allow your heart and your torso to melt into your thighs here. Not trying to force it, just allowing your body to melt. Letting your head hang heavy, noticing the sensations there. Breathing nice and deep. Just a few more rounds of breath. Just notice and observe. And let it be okay. Couple more rounds, nice and full. The fullest breaths that you've taken all day. Inhale, breathe in. Exhale, let all it go. Now slowly, slowly, slowly rising up to a tall spine. I'm just taking a couple breaths here, just noticing what your body feels like. Noticing the blood flow. Maybe you felt a head rush. Now we're going to come into a pose that's called supported bridge. So if you have a bolster or a pillow, maybe you have a couple blocks, wherever you're at. So you're going to put your pillow or your block underneath your bum. And then you're going to come onto your back. And just notice. And if you want to, you can extend your legs out in front of you to open the front side of your hips here. This has the potential to feel really good or very sensational. Wherever you're at, just notice you. Taking massively deep breaths just to notice and to let go. Allowing yourself to gently close your eyes and find some relaxation. Taking a couple rounds of deep breath here. And if you extended your legs, go ahead and bring them back into bridge legs. Lift your hip up and remove that pillow or the bolster. Now you're going to hug your knees into your chest for a big ol' hug because you deserve it. gonna come into Shavasana. So extend your legs out, palms facing up. Just finding some rest here. Allow your breath to come back to your natural breath. And just notice and observe. Taking a few rounds of deep breath here. Slowly waking up your body. Maybe you're wiggling your fingers, your toes, gently rocking your head from side to side. Taking a nice long morning body stretch. Coming out to a fetal pose on either side. This signifies rebirth. Slowly and gently making your way up to a comfortable seat on your mat. Hands wherever they're comfortable. Showing gratitude for yourself, most importantly, for your body, your breath, your mind, your soul. We honored all of those things today on this mat. Anytime that you're feeling disconnected, know that your yoga mat offers a safe and sacred space just for you. All you have to do is tap into your breath and the movement will come. Being grateful for what is, what was, and what's to come. I'm grateful for the light inside of me and inside of you. I acknowledge and I invite that light to live its way through your life and to guide you and challenge you and help you grow. Thank you for sharing this magnificent practice with me. Namaste. That felt amazing, y'all. I hope you also feel A1 because you deserve it. Take care of yourself today and treat yourself, most importantly, with love because you deserve it. And spread that sunshine, alright? See you soon.